Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on our webinar presentation of the Insider's Guide to Buying a New Home. Insider tricks and tips to save you thousands of dollars on your new home purchase. My name is Chris Bunn. I am a realtor here in South Ogden, Utah with Keller Williams Group. I'm also the founder of the Utah New Construction Quick Move-Ins page that many of you follow on Facebook. And for the past year or so, we've been distributing hot lists of quick move-in, new construction homes to those of you who have requested them. Hopefully you found good value in those. You're going to get a lot of good value today if you're interested in buying a new construction home here in Utah. So we're just going to jump right into it. Hopefully, first off, you're going to learn a lot today. And have a little fun while you're doing it too. So let's pull up our presentation here and get started. So there we are. Welcome to our webinar discussing buying new homes. So why would we want to buy a new home? It's actually a very popular thing to do right now in Utah. Stats nationwide actually indicate that 1 out of every 4 homes purchased is a new construction home, or 25%. So why new? Why now? In Utah, really simple. We have a crisis in the housing market caused by supply and demand. Basically, supply is dwindling and has been for years, and demand is surging and going crazy out of control. We actually have a shortage of 6,000 homes in the state of Utah right now. So there are actually 6,000 people who are looking for homes that can't find homes. So they're still renting, and they're doing that whole deal, which sucks because you're paying somebody else's mortgage. Some stats on Utah real quick, just to kind of give you some frame of reference as to why it is how it is. It's the fastest growing state in the country right now. We have the lowest unemployment in the country. Unemployment in Utah is only 3.1%. Nationwide is 4.7%. We have the best job growth in the country, 3.6% job growth versus nationwide only 1.7. So prices are continuing to go high. And people, if you're looking for a house, if you're looking in existing homes right now, here's the scenario that's starting to happen. You go out and you find a home that's around the mid $200,000 mark. You make an offer on it, and if it's been on the market for more than 48 hours, there are multiple offers. Sometimes these offers are coming in at over the listing price, so you're getting outbid. And at the end of the day, maybe you weren't even in love with this house to begin with. So at the end of the day, you're settling for a home that you don't really want. You're paying more money than you really like, and most of the time you're getting outbid by people because there's just not enough houses. So you have really 2 options. You can go for a fixer-upper. You can go something really cheap and work for 5 to 6 months of trying to rehab it and get it up to where you would actually want to live in it. Or you go to a little bit higher price point in a new construction home. The great thing about a new construction home is that the competition is not as stiff for new construction homes. The competition is stiff, but you're able to pick your lot, your location, your floor plan. You're able to pick your upgrades, all of these things on your own schedule, on your own budget, and your own time frame. So today, I promise to teach you, there's a lot of good content we're going to go over today. We're going to talk about, I'm going to show you 10 tips to save you time and money, how to avoid owning 2 homes, which is the real estate catch-22, and how you can save at least $5,000 on the purchase of your new construction home. To thank you for your time, I've got a whole bunch of bonuses I'm going to give to you if you stick around here towards the end of this. There's one that we give out that's a $5,000 savings on your home purchase guaranteed, or I pay you $500. There's also some lists we can distribute to you that are based upon what kind of homes and what homes are available in your areas. And then I have a very special bonus for you at the end of this, which is a home warranty and credit counseling services. So hold on, those are some really cool bonuses that we'll get you at the end of the webinar here. Why listen to me? Good question. My name's Chris Bunn. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams in South Ogden. My wife Jenny, right there in the picture, is a sales rep for Ivory Homes. She's worked for Ivory Homes now for quite a while, and she's written more sale contracts in her first year with Ivory than any other agent in northern Utah in recent memory, according to her boss and the statistics that they keep in new sales. So she's a wizard in new construction. I kind of work on the outside, and we work together as a team. Anytime people have wanted to purchase a new home through her, I basically list their homes for them and help them with a guaranteed sale program that we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. But Jenny's an absolute wizard when it comes to new construction sales, and she helped several people get lined up with the home of their dreams in the past year. So we've got a lot of expertise and a lot of good information to share with you today. So let's talk about 10 tips to save you time and money. We're just going to jump right into the content here, as I want to teach you guys as much as possible. So first thing you can do to save time and money is get in touch with your agent before you start walking into models. Your agent is going to help you determine a comfortable price range. What you need to realize is that every time you go into a new home, when you go into that model home, typically there's going to be a lot of upgrades in that model home. So you want to make sure that even though the house that you're looking at right now might be listed at a certain price point, you're not going to be able to reproduce that price point more than likely because of upgrades and those types of things. So get together with your agent, determine a comfortable price range. The second thing to realize is the difference between the agent sitting in the models and an outside agent that can help you determine your price range and negotiate on your part. The people that sit in the model homes up and down the Wasatch Front are seller's agents. So they represent the seller, and typically they only have the seller's best interests in mind. So you want to have somebody who's an advocate on your side. It doesn't cost you anything to have a buyer's agent come in. The seller pays that fee. You're not going to save any money if you don't come in with a buyer's agent. It doesn't get tacked onto your purchase price. It's absolutely in your best interest to have somebody in your corner looking at the contracts, making sure that you're getting a fair deal. The other thing that you need to do is research the builder. Certain builders have certain things that they're really good at. Ivory's very good. They build lots and lots of homes. They're really good at scouting out and finding new land and new communities in sought-after neighborhoods. Other builders are more detail-oriented. They don't build as many homes. Ivory builds the most homes out of anyone in Utah. So the way that I always explain this to people when they get nervous about going with somebody who builds a lot of homes, it's kind of like there's a story that I heard when I was a young child about. There was a class. It was a pottery class in a high school, and there were two groups of students in this class, and they split it down the middle, and they said the group on the right, half of you, is you're all going to be judged on the quality of your pots. So you on the right, I want you guys to work as hard as you can all semester long, and you're going to do one pot. But I want you to pay attention to detail on this pot, and I want you to try to make it the very best pot, but I only want you to produce one pot. The other half of the room were to produce as many pots as they possibly could, not really worry about quality, not worry about the quality of the pot, but just knock out as many pots as you possibly could in the semester. You know what they found? At the end of the semester, they found that the people who had done tons and tons and tons of pots just automatically got better at doing pots. Rather than paying attention to just doing one pot and doing it perfect, they found that if you do a number of transactions and if you just do it over and over again, you get better at it because you deal with certain things, you deal with anything that could possibly come up, you've dealt with it and you're able to get through it. So that's why I always like to go with somebody who's had the best track record of building. Neighborhood, make sure that you check out the neighborhood, learn as much as you possibly can about the community. Discover if it's got any amenities. Does it have a clubhouse? Does it have an HOA? That's very important. Make sure that the HOA, you include that in your monthly budget as far as what your house payment's going to be. Find out about the schools, the local schools. The HOA is a big one. And then again, time it. Your commute from your jobs. You know, sometimes you think, hey, I'm moving closer, but there's more traffic and it's busier, there's more lights. So drive it a couple of times and make sure the commute's going to work for you as far as the neighborhood goes. Options and upgrades. We talked a little bit about this before. When you go into that model home, typically you're going to see a lot of upgrades that aren't standard. So make sure that you take that into account. Some of you may want to actually choose to build a little less expensive base price house and have those nice upgrades, get those granite countertops and those stainless steel appliances and those types of things. Make sure that all these things are spelled out to you and you know exactly what options are available. Lots of builders will have different packages, whether it's a platinum or a silver or a gold package that includes certain finishes and certain colors of paints, two-tone paint, those types of things. Those can be all negotiated, so make sure that you know exactly what you're dealing with. Negotiations. The biggest thing I want you to get out of this is if you're going to negotiate with the builder, don't ever negotiate on price, okay? They're going to not bend as much on price, and you're just going to frustrate yourself. What you want to be able to negotiate on is upgrades and incentives. So maybe you want a fence put in, maybe you want sod put in, maybe you want certain options as far as the jetted tub, those types of things. All of those things, builders are always willing to bend on those. But as far as a price, if you come in and this house is listed at $380 and you make them a $360 offer, an existing, they're going to counter and they're going to look at that and say, okay, we'll go at $370 and then maybe you'll get the house at $372 or whatever. It doesn't work that way with new construction. They're very, very stingy and sticky on price points when it comes to negotiation with that. So just remember that. If you remember nothing but that from today, you're going to get good value out of being here. Be sure that the contract details work in your favor. There's always certain safeguards that you can have written into the contract. You want to review the contract to make sure that your deposit gets placed into an escrow account, that you can get your deposit back after a certain amount of time in an escrow account. You'll also want to see what upgrades you're actually getting, what upgrades you're not getting, what package you're getting. You want to make sure that all these details are written out. Also, another thing a lot of people don't think about is you want to be able to make sure that you've got access to your construction site so you can stop by from time to time and see how your project is going. Financing. Some builders will carry the contracts. Ivory does a great job where they actually do a construction loan. You do all of the financing through the builder. Other builders, you're going to have to get your financing and take it with you when you go. Financing is usually right at the beginning of the list. When you start looking for homes, whether they're existing or whether they're new, whatever they are, financing is key. You want to know what you can comfortably qualify for, and you want to know what your credit looks like, what your monthly payment's going to be, how much of a down payment you're going to need to have. Okay, so make sure that financing is handled up front. Another thing to remember, just because it's new does not mean it's perfect. Just because it's built, a brand new construction home doesn't mean it's perfect. So make sure that you arrange a final walkthrough that you can go through this home before you take possession of it. Look at the finishes, make sure there's no nicks, make sure there's no dings, make sure the carpet was laid correctly, because many of these builders bring in subcontractors. Sometimes the subcontractors don't do as good a job as they could have right off the bat. So you'll want to make sure you go through this with a fine-tooth comb with your agent. And again, having that buyer's agent on your side along with that seller's agent, remember that's just representing that seller, can be very, very helpful for you, especially when it comes to these kinds of imperfections and things in your new home. So there's 10 tips right there off the bat that can help save you a lot of money when it comes time to buy your own home, your own new home. So the second big point, then this can be a really big stumbling block for a lot of people. You want to avoid owning two homes. This is what we refer to as the real estate catch-22. It's called catch-22 because what do you do first? Do you buy or do you sell if you've got an existing home? Well, the best scenario for this is to sell first. The reason for this is that if you've made an offer and your offer has been accepted on a home that you're moving into, and you've got a home that you haven't sold yet, you're going to be pressured into the negotiation process of selling your existing property to accept an offer that might be lower than what you would have normally gotten. So you're always better off to sell your home first, know exactly how much money you're going to be pulling from that house if you're pulling equity, and be able to go and know exactly what your budget's going to look like. There's an old saying, a bird in the hand is better than two birds in the bush, right? So you want to have that equity in hand. You want to know exactly how much you're going to get. Say you're planning on getting $15,000 in equity from the sale of your house, and you only end up walking with $8,000, and you've put an offer on a house that requires a $15,000 down payment. You can see how it begins to snowball on you, and you begin to get in trouble. Another reason you should sell first is if you sell first, you can always write into your contract a rider saying or a what's the word I'm looking for here? Sorry, I can't think of it. You can always put a rider or a clause. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, you can put a clause in saying buyer to take possession in 60 days, contingent upon us finding a new home to move into. And that way you know that you're covered and you can take your time with your funds, with your pre-approval, with your mortgage lender, and all those things that take some time, and then you can go out and start looking for that new home. So the answer to this question is, do we buy or do we sell first? Is what? Sell first. Sell first. Now, if you can find someone who offers a guaranteed sale program, that's even better. At that point, you don't have to worry about selling the house. We have a program where we guarantee to sell your house for you, and if we can't sell it for you, we'll go ahead and buy it if you buy one of our listings. So that takes all the pressure right off of your shoulders right there. Another thing let's talk about real quick. A lot of people think that, oh my gosh, the market is so hot right now, all I've got to do is throw a for sale sign out in front of my house like this one right here, and next thing I know, my house is going to be sold. Well, the statistics tell a different story. In Davis County last year, only 84% of the homes listed for sale actually sold. In Weber County, it's even lower at 81%. I don't have the statistics for Utah County or Salt Lake County right in front of me right now, but I would assume that they're right around that same level. So it's not a guaranteed sale if you list it by yourself. And if let's talk for a minute saying, okay, maybe I want to do it for sale by owner. That's even worse. On average, according to the National Association of Realtors, only 8% of for sale by owner homes actually sell. And the average price that you get for these homes that you sell by yourself are about $50,000 lower than what you would get if you were to sell with an agent. So more information on that guaranteed sale program can be found at our website, and I'll give you a link to that at the end of the presentation. Opportunities in quick move-ins. Let's talk for a minute about quick move-ins. Quick move-ins are absolutely amazing because these are spec homes that builders have built that are available for immediate move-in. So say you want that new home and you don't want to have your home sit on the market for 30, 60, 90 days. What you can simply do is call Jenny, get qualified for the guaranteed sale program. Next thing you know, within 30 days, you can move into one of these ready-to-go quick move-ins all throughout the Wasatch Front. They're up and down the Wasatch Front. This is actually a flyer from a tour of homes that Jenny did this spring. It showed 4 different quick move-in homes that were ready to take possession. We did it on a Sunday, drove around and showed everybody all these new homes. So these quick move-in homes are out there. And the nice thing about it is sometimes they'll be the model home. Sometimes the builder's ready to move on to the next project, and they just want to unload these homes. Sometimes you can get really, really good deals on these homes. Other times they're going to be homes where the deal has fallen through. There's one particular deal in South Ogden where the property was listed at $417. When it was first sold, they wrote a contract. fell apart. 2 months later, it went back on the market, $20,000 less. So these quick move-ins can be really good deals. Some of the options, and they're all over the place. Again, we provide lists of those all the time. So give us a call and we can get those for you. How to save $5,000 at least on your new home purchase. So I'm going to show you a certificate that we give to all of our buyers here in a second that will guarantee that you can save at least $5,000 on your new home purchase. The other way to do this is, first and foremost, we talked about it before, make sure that you've got a buyer's agent. Make sure that you've got somebody on your side when you go to negotiate these deals. The second thing is you never negotiate with a builder on what? Anybody? Price. Never negotiate on price. Negotiate on upgrades. Negotiate on incentives. Negotiate on finishing your basement. Those kinds of things. Oftentimes you can get a great deal and finish out a basement for a price that would have been way less than what you could have done it on by yourself just by asking for these incentives. So in summary, we've talked about 10 tips to save time and money and how to avoid owning two homes. Remember, what are we going to do? We're going to sell first, and then how you can save at least $5,000 on the purchase of your new home. So questions as we've been going through this. John had a question about credit. Do I need different credit or better credit to qualify for a new home purchase versus an existing home? No, typically if you can qualify for a mortgage loan, you can qualify for a new construction loan. Again, if you have questions on that, in the bonus section here, I'll show you some good resources, what you can do to find out whether or not you're going to qualify or not. Darlene's asking $5,000 credit. Is that on new homes that are available for quick move in, or is that available, or is that just for build jobs? Well, if you go through us, it's either or. You can even use that out in the existing market with me on the $5,000 one for negotiations. So either or and all of the above on that one, Darlene. Good question. Good question. So for those of you, as I promised, I'm getting to the bonus section of our presentation. For those of you who feel like you've gotten all the value out of this webinar, you can go ahead and take off. Thank you so much for your time. But for those of you who are interested, I've got some really killer bonuses that I would love to let you know about. So first and foremost, the one that I've talked about a couple of times in the presentation is our $5,000 VIP buyer certificate, which guarantees that we're going to save you $5,000 on the purchase of your new home, or we'll go ahead and write you a check for $500 at the closing. We do this because we've done this for several transactions and we know exactly what to ask for. We know exactly how to negotiate on your behalf to get you the best deal possible and save you that money up front. Sometimes we're able to save you more, sometimes we're able to save you a little bit less, but if we don't save you $5,000 on your home purchase, we're going to write you a check for $500 at closing. Webinar special number 2 is a hot list of all compatible home models and lots available in your desired location. You tell us exactly what you're looking for, what area you'd like to be in, what your budget is, and we're going to send you a list. We'll put you on our mailing list. Every week we send out a new list of these homes that are ready to rock and ready to go. Number 3, we also offer a free mortgage pre-approval and credit counseling service. So typically when you build a new home, it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 months to take possession of that new home. The great news is in that 6 to 8 month period, you can really improve your credit. We have credit counseling services that are available to help you do just that. And we also have a free mortgage pre-approval. We use a lender who's called a mortgage broker. A mortgage broker actually has access to all of the mortgage products that are available on the market. So rather than being locked into just a Citywide loan or an ABC loan or an XYZ loan, whatever company you go to, he's able to look at the myriad of different loan products available out there and qualify you and match you up with the best one for you. And last but not least, we offer a free home warranty. This is with any home purchase, 1 year anything, 2 year plumbing or electric, and 10-year structural. This is worth a ton of money. If there actually has anything that happens to be wrong with your home, it's going to be taken care of. As long as you purchase one of our listings, you will qualify for this free home warranty, which is going to save you a boatload and a bundle. So thank you so much for attending this webinar. The best, easiest way to get a hold of us is to click that phone call icon on that last page, or call Jenny, 801-391-2529, or shoot her over a text message. We'll get you going up on this. Hopefully you learned a lot and had a lot of fun about new construction homes. Hey, they're out there. If you're sick and tired of fighting with people and getting outbid on homes that you're not really crazy about, don't settle. You can build the home of your dreams, and we can help you do it. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.